Hello and welcome back. I'm Joseph Hoffman. Well, it's official. If you've gone through all of my lessons so far, we've actually been through every possible major and minor pentascale that exists in music. Can you guess how many pentascales that is? Well, let's figure it out. In music lessons at Hoffman Academy, we use movable do, which means do can be on any key, black or white. And do is always the first or lowest note of the major or minor pentascale. For example, if I'm in the D major pentascale, D is do. Or if I'm in the F major pentascale, F is do. It can be any note. In E flat major, E flat becomes do. But the relationships always stay the same. Do, re, mi, fa, so. Well, so let's count how many possible notes we could put do on. Can you count them with me? We could have C, or this black key here, C sharp, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then we're back to C. So there were 12 possible places we could put do on. Another way to think about it is that there are 7 white keys from C to B plus 5 black keys. 7 plus 5 is 12. So this means that you know 12 major and 12 minor pentascales for a total of 24 different possible major and minor pentascales. Today, I'm going to show you an interesting way to practice all of these pentascales using a musical phenomenon called the circle of fifths. What is the circle of fifths, you ask? Well, let's come and find out together at the piano. To discover the circle of fifths, let's kind of go on a journey together of fifths. Go ahead and try this with me. Place your right hand in the C major pentascale. Now, if C is our starting note and we wanted to go up a fifth from C, well, that's the distance of 5 notes. And in music, we always count the first note when we're measuring distance as 1. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So up a fifth from C would be G. Now we're going to keep going on this journey. Now G will become our do, and let's try going up another fifth from G. Can you try that with me? What note would that give us? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're on D. Well, let's keep going. Now we're in the D major pentascale, and let's go up another fifth. Can you tell me what note we'd land on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're on A. Let's keep going from there. We're going to cover up A major and go up 5 notes. A fifth above A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, what are we on? A fifth above A is E. Now, let's keep track of this so far up on the top of the screen. We went from C to G, then G to D, then D to A, then A to E. Now we're going to keep going from there, but I'm so high. Let's do this. Let's come and find an E down low. So we're going to keep going and going. So now, down here, let's find a fifth above E. Using my E major pentascale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do I land on? That's right, the next note is a B. Now, do you remember the B major pentascale? It's a little tricky. We have white, black, black, white, black. Now, a fifth above B is actually F sharp. So let's add that to our list of fifths. So we go B to F sharp. Now, starting on F sharp, what's a fifth above that? Our F sharp major pentascale goes ba, 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 ba. So a fifth above F sharp is C sharp. Now, let's here shift to flat names. Don't worry about why for now. So we'll call this D flat. And let's go up a fifth from D flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What note do we land on? That's right. Now we have an A flat. Let's find the A flat major pentascale and go up a fifth from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We land on what? That's right, E flat. Now the E flat major pentascale, which is black, white, white, black, black. Let's see where we land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We landed on a B flat. Let's try that pentascale. Here we go. Oh, this one is black, white, white, black, white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What did we land on? That's right, an F. And once again, let's bring it down to somewhere comfortable. And we'll play the F major pentascale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we land again on C. Now, this is why it's called the circle of fifths. You can see that if we start with C and go up a fifth and a fifth and a fifth, we go a circle through every possible key, all 12 keys, and eventually we arrive back at C. Pretty cool, huh? That's the circle of fifths. Now that you know about the circle of fifths, you're ready to try the circle of fifths pentascale challenge. The challenge is this. You're going to start in the C major pentascale. You're going to play stepping and skipping in C major with the 1, 5, 7, 1 chord progression at the end. Then you're going to shift to C minor and play stepping and skipping again in C minor. Then go up a fifth and do all of that over again in G major and G minor, stepping and skipping with the 1, 5, 7, 1. Then go up another fifth to D and do it again, stepping and skipping in D major and minor, and continue like that, again and again, going up fifths and repeating until you make it all the way back to C. Oh, and I forgot one last thing. The challenge is to do all 12 major and minor pentascales with not one single missed note. Why am I being so picky, you ask? Well, to be a great pianist, you need to know the pentascales as well as you know your name. When you tell someone what your name is, do you usually make a mistake? Do you? Do you ever say, or do I ever say, hello and welcome back. I'm Joseph Hoffman. Hoffman. No, you have mastered your name, so you never get it wrong. And I want you to master these pentascales so you nail them every time. Let me give you a few hints and tips to help you succeed at this challenge. Tip number 1, before you start to play any pentascale, make sure your fingers are already touching the correct keys. It's very hard to play a wrong note if you're already touching the right note. For example, let's say you want to play the D flat major pentascale. Before you even try to play it, make sure every finger is touching the correct key. If your fingers are all over the place or floating up in the air, then anything is possible. You can play any kind of random note. But if you're touching the right keys, you'll play the right keys. And then remember, part of having good piano posture is staying curved and relaxed on the key you're about to play. Tip number 2, as you are finding each position for your fingers, double check by thinking of the pattern of whole steps and half steps for a major pentascale. Do you remember what that pattern is? It's whole step, half step, whole step. See how I've left a gap here between do and re? Remember, a whole step skips one half step in between. There's going to be a note in between here for this whole step, but there's no note in between mi and fa. And then there'll be a half step in between here. Whole step, half step, whole step. And that works for any major pentascale. For example, let's say you wanted to figure out the E flat major pentascale. Well, you know E flat is do, then re couldn't be here because that's only a half step. We have to skip over one note, black or white. A whole step here, a whole step here. Notice we skip over this black key, and then a half step from mi to fa, and then a whole step. Tip number 3. Go nice and slow and steady. To help with this, I recommend that you use a metronome. Find a speed that you can play with no missed notes. I would suggest at first setting your metronome to about 80 beats per minute. As you get better at the challenge, you can gradually increase that speed up to around 100 or even 120. Tip number 4, I want to review quickly how to find any 5/7 chord. Remember, your 1 chord is always do, mi, and so. So here would be our one chord if we're in the E flat major pentascale. To go to the 5/7 chord, all you have to do is move do down a half step. That's the nearest possible note to the left. So if you're on a black key, you'll be going to a white key. And sometimes if you're on a white key, you'll be going to a black key. Unless you're on like C, and then it would go down a half step to B. But if do is E flat, you'd move do down a half step to here, and then mi goes up a half step to fa. This would be your 5/7 chord. Now in minor, the thing that's tricky to remember is that now do goes down a half step, but since mi went down a half step to me, to get to the 5/7 chord, you've got to go up a whole step. But hey, look, the 5/7 chord for major or for minor is the same chord. So just remember, whatever chord you used for the 5/7 chord for major will be the same 5/7 chord for minor. Let's try finding a couple more 5/7 chords. If we're in F major, here's the one chord. Where do we move do to for the 5/7 chord? Point to it. That's right, do would move down a half step to T, and mi would move up a half step to where? Right here. Here's your 5/7 chord for F major or F minor. Let's try one more. Here's the one chord for B major. Where would be the 5/7 chord? Point to the two notes that we have to move to. We're going to move do to here and mi up a half step to here. So here's the 5/7 chord for B major or for B minor. Well, that's it for tips. Now it's time to try the challenge. Now remember, this is tricky. Most students take several days or even weeks to master this challenge, so be patient but persistent. Right now, we're going to play through the entire challenge together. If you miss a note, that's no problem. But when that happens, missing a note that is, then I want you to pause the video and practice that pentascale by yourself until you can get it 3 times, no missed notes. Then press play to continue. Okay, let's try the challenge. Place both of your hands in the C major pentascale. This will be our first pentascale. Remember, we're going to play stepping and skipping, followed by the 1 chord, the 5/7 chord, the 1 chord. Then we're going to do C minor, and then proceed up the circle of fifths. So here we go. We're going to start in the C major pentascale, stepping and skipping. 1, 2, ready, go. One chord, 5/7 chord, 1 chord. Now shift to C minor. Finger 3 goes down a half step to E flat. 1, 2, ready, go. Now we go up a fifth, which puts us at G. G major, all white keys. 1, 2, ready, go. Five/7 chord. Now G minor. Move finger 3 down a half step. 1, 2, ready, go. Now up to D major. Don't forget the F sharp on finger 3. 1, 2, ready, go. Now D minor, all white keys. 1, 2, ready, go. Up a fifth to A. 1, 2, ready, go. Now A minor, C sharp becomes C natural, all white keys. 1, 2, 3, go. Now, up a fifth would be E. We're getting kind of high, so let's bring it down. Find E major, white, black, black, white, white. E major, 1, 2, 3, go. Now E minor, the G sharp becomes G natural. Now it's white, black, white, white, white. 1, 2, 3, go. Up a fifth to B, major. White, black, black, white, black. 1, 2, 3, go. Now B minor, D sharp becomes D natural. White, black, white, white, black. 1, 2, 3, go. Up to F sharp major, black, 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 white, black. 1, 2, 3, go. A sharp moves down to A natural. Now it's black, black, white, white, black. 1, 2, 3, go. Up a fifth brings us to C sharp major, an Oreo cookie position. Black cookie, cream in the middle on finger 3, 2 black cookies on top. 1, 2, 3, go. Now let's do C sharp minor. Move the white key down a half step. Ready, go. How are you doing? Hang in there. You're doing great. Let's keep it going. A flat major now. Black cookie, 2 of them. White cream, 2 black cookies. 1, 2, 3, go. All right, now A flat major becomes A flat minor. Move the middle white key down a half step. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once again, we're getting up high, so let's take the E flat, our next position, down low. starting with E flat major, black, white, white, black, black. 1, 2, 3, go. Now, E flat becomes E flat minor, or major becomes minor, I should say. So our G becomes a G flat. Now it's black, white, black, black, black. 1, 2, 3, go. One chord, 5, 7, one chord. Now up a fifth to B flat. Black, white, white, black, white is B flat major. 1, 2, 3, go. One chord, 5, 7, one chord. Now, B flat minor, the D on finger 3 becomes D flat. Now it's black, white, black, black, white. 1, 2, 3, go. Up a fifth to F. We're getting close. F major is white, 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 black, white. 1, 2, 3, go. Now F minor, A becomes A flat. 1, 2, 3, go. And you made it. We're back to C. Try it with me. Ready, go. All right. We already did C minor, so we don't need to do it again. Now it's your turn to practice the challenge on your own, using the metronome anywhere between 80 beats per minute or 100 beats per minute. Or you can rewind and continue practicing with me. Remember, your goal is to play stepping and skipping in all 12 major and all 12 minor pentascales in a row with no missed notes. Not even a single crack. This is hard. It's going to take really dedicated, hard work and practice. This means that if you're on your last pentascale and you miss one note, it doesn't count as completing the challenge. When you do miss a note, don't fret about it. Just pause on that particular pentascale and ask yourself some questions. Why did I miss a note? Were my fingers touching the correct notes? Did I check the whole, whole, half, whole pattern? Was I playing too fast? Once you've found the problem, see if you can play that pentascale 3 times no missed notes. It's always best to focus on the pentascale you're struggling with. Master it, then go back and try the challenge again. Once you can play all 12 major and minor pentascales in a row without a single missed note, then you are an official pentascale master. If you do accomplish this challenge, then please proudly sign your name in a comment below to let me know what day you accomplished the challenge. Happy practicing, and see you next time. Phew. At last, I finished the circle of fifths challenge with no missed notes. Sorry, I'm afraid we missed that. Oui, c'est vrai. Would you mind doing it again? Again? Oh. Scuba?